Hello and welcome once again to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser, and with me as always is the intellectual equal to all I do. The man, the myth, the legend.
Phil, Filmy, and Parrish.
That's the guy. I love him. I throw him for a loop every so often, just like this song is on a loop. I throw him for a loop every so often when I add an extra superlative to our conversations. So, lots to talk about. Well, maybe a little bit to talk about. Some DC-centric news I want to get to. Before we get to the very nice Red Hoods and the Outlaws, which I want to discuss a little bit. It's a good book. It's a good book, Philly.
I know.
They're still doing they're doing a nice take on Flowers for Algernon and like merging it with the Flowers for Rhino bit. And really, I think they're taking it in a neat direction. I kind of like what they're doing, but we'll get to that in a minute. First thing I want to talk about is something I just saw. The latest teaser for Gotham. Did you watch it? I sent it to you like 3 seconds ago.
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. So yeah. Ra's al Ghul, and I guess Ra's al Ghul's in prison? In one of those no toilet DC prisons again?
Yeah.
Why are there no toilets in DC prisons? Why don't DC villains poo? The books I always read as a child said everybody poops, but not DC villains. No siree, Bob. DC villains don't poo. That's just the one thing we all have to come to terms with. You know, for whatever reason, they don't poo. I don't know why. You know what? Maybe that's why they're villains. If you could never take a poo,
that would turn you evil.
Wouldn't that turn you evil? Yeah, exactly. My goodness. You know what? If I were a DC superhero, I would be Fiber Man. That would end all villainy in a single thing. I am Captain Mucilage, which there actually is a character called Captain Mucilage in the Civic Minded 4 or 8. I forget what it is, but it's one of the DC. He's actually a glue character because mucilage also means glue. But but no, really, honestly, all Lex Luthor needs is like a cup of coffee and some apple pie. Apples are high in fiber. Don't even think about that. Yeah. But really, you know what? That's the problem is he doesn't go to Smallville enough. If Clark Kent just took Lex Luthor and says, "You want to get some pie, Lex? Coffee here." And they sat and they had some coffee and pie, and Lex got up and said, "Excuse me for a minute," and came back like 4 or 5 hours later because there is a lifetime built up. You know, Clark or Superman, I don't know, whatever you want to be called. Yeah, I know, but, that's not the point. I just realized I have been holding a lot of stuff in, and honestly, I don't see the point of it anymore. It's time for me to turn over a new leaf, and I'm going to actually just, start doing, things that aren't objectively evil. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to become a superhero or some crazy thing. I'm not going to go not make billions of dollars, but maybe we're going to get out of that, orphan baby selling game like the Waynes. Let the Waynes do that. That's their business. Well, if you want a good orphan baby to eat, you do want a Wayne Enterprises orphan baby. They are the best tasting. Okay. In the DC universe.
Wow, don't
make that kind of money.
That must be some good apple juice tonight, man.
No, it just... I'm actually having a lot less of it of late. Yeah, but no, I am. I actually am. I'm really moving away from that stuff. But anyway, trying to get back to being a social apple juice drinker, not a problematic apple juice drinker, and that's the goal. But no, I'm just saying. I really think there might be. It's what I'm saying is it's clearly hinted at by everything we've ever seen in the DC universe.
I don't know.
I think even Magneto had a bucket in the corner of his cell, like a little clear plexiglass bucket. He wasn't using it, so maybe he has the same problem.
I don't know about the other DC villains, but maybe they just figure Roz is hundreds of years old, so he's pooped as much as he's going to.
That's not how immortality works. Arguably, you would.
It doesn't stop your bowels.
No, it doesn't stop anything, man. He's still eating. He's still drinking. He's not a vampire. He's not. I don't drink wine. He's not that. He's a guy who he eats, he drinks, he lives his life. I'm sorry. What would be the point of living forever if you stopped eating? Think about that for a moment. What would happen if you lived forever, but you no longer had bodily pleasure? And maybe that's why he's evil.
I don't know. He was making out. He was making out with Stabby Babs, so I don't think he's.
Yeah, but that might have been more for Stabby Babs' amusement than his. He is a manipulative sort. But more to the point, we introduced last week the knife that kills immortals, and that apparently you have to use the knife to kill the mortal so the immortal can die. And it really seems like that is the intention. Now, we do know that in the comic books, at least, Ra's al Ghul wants Batman to be his heir. He wants Batman to take over for him. And what that really tells you is that Ra's al Ghul is tired. He's getting too old for this stuff. Like so much Danny Glover, or in the modern case, Damon Wayans. He is just too old for this stuff, and he wants to let it go. And that's why he was happy. Oh, Bruce Wayne got it. Perfect. Excellent. Makes me happy. That's what I was going to give it to anyway.
Season 3 of Arrow, he went after Oliver Queen. So
yeah. Yeah. Because Arrow doesn't have any villains of his own.
Count Vertigo, but they messed that up twice.
Yeah. Count Vertigo. Oh, he gives you vertigo, which is a neat superpower. Makes you unstable. Doesn't work against people that are who are acrobats, though. At least that's which doesn't make any sense. I would think they'd be even more prone to it because they're so used to having their sense of perspective under control. But yeah, I remember the Beast when he was fighting the Marvel Vertigo in the Marauders. He made that point that, I'm an acrobat, Vertigo doesn't bug me. It's like, no, it should bug you all the more because the whole reason you can be an acrobat is because you're used to having really great control over your equilibrium. You mess that up through psychic powers, that's probably going to make it worse. But yeah. Is that like Green Arrow's only villain? Who did he fight for 40 years before he started? Well, obviously he didn't always. He always aped Batman. But, he probably had his own, Joker and his own Penguin and his own... that they should be building out for him.
Well, the last couple of years they have been, but not, back in the day, I don't know how much.
No. But that's the thing. It's I'm sure he has that. I'm sure as much as he is the Batman pastiche, there were hundreds of characters that were a pastiche for every Batman villain. I'm sure he had, a guy named Three-Face or something, or Two Hands, or just some 10 fingers, on each hand. It's that kind of thing.
He fought the rich fat cats.
Mm-hmm.
He fought the rich fat cats.
Fought fat. That's all he fought. So okay, wasn't he a rich fat cat? I don't know, but
we lost it all.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe they just never developed that aspect of Green Arrow until he became fully integrated into the overall DC universe, and at that point, they didn't want to call too much attention to the Batman pastiche qualities. So that's one theory. Yeah. But, honestly, if they were going to give him Ra's al Ghul, why not give him the Joker? Give Green Arrow the Joker. Why not? We don't have enough Jokers already running around. Yeah. But anyway, but the latest trailer ends with Grey Hulk at the end.
Oh, bitch.
Which we're guessing is Solomon Grundy. He doesn't say Solomon Grundy. He doesn't say Solomon Grundy hates Bruce Wayne or hates Penguin. Oh, Solomon Grundy hates Penguin. Oh, that's a good one. I want that. Oh, Solomon Grundy hates Penguin. Oh, Solomon Grundy crushed Penguin's head. I want Butch to suddenly have a southern accent. for no apparent reason.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to crush y'all.
No, but really think about it. Solomon Grundy always has a Southern accent, you know. I mean, it's subtle. It's not heavy like that. It's not a comical Southern accent. It's just lingering on the vowels.
Shazam!
Yeah, exactly. Shazam! And then the lightning strikes, and now he's Captain Solomon Grundy, who is the Bizarro version of Captain Marvel. And then him and Bizarro team up, and they save the universe. I want that crossover comic book, DC. Get on it. So yeah, so we get our first look at Solomon Grundy. It looks good. I like it. Did you have any thoughts on it, Phil? Or any thoughts on the whole Ra's al Ghul bathroom dilemma?
I won't touch that crap. I don't know. I'm interested to see how they do Grundy because, I mean, yeah, the show's always been over the top, but they've kind of skated, you know, kind of realistic. But now, well, I guess you can go anywhere now. I mean, people die and come back every 2 seconds.
Well, yeah. Well, what's neat about Solomon Grundy is he's the guy who's dying and coming back, but not coming back quite right. And I think that's kind of the neat thing, and to have him be the, you know, big. I mean, they could go the other direction. They could make him like smart Solomon Grundy, which would be kind of neat. They do like super genius Solomon Grundy. Butch is now the smartest man in Gotham. You know?
Well, it's not.
Yeah, it's quiet.
It's not Eddie Nigma right now.
Tell me about it. Oh goodness, Eddie Nigma.
Oh hey, I'll warn you now. Did you watch The Gifted yet?
No, I haven't watched The Gifted yet. I haven't watched
neither episode because I know Lilith is Lilith is chomping at the bit to talk about that tomorrow. So
I'm going to try and watch them both tonight. That's on my list. I'm going to watch them tonight. I'm going to try and catch up on the Orville. I'm going to try and read all my comic books because I'm too behind on New Superman too. You know, and it's like I just don't have time to read them anymore. You know, I was going to read my latest New Superman, but I said, but I haven't read the one before. Now I got to find it because people keep on moving my comic books. They're no longer in nice, convenient piles right where I can see them, and now people put them away somewhere. Now I got to figure out where they got put.
But you'll have time.
It's hard living with people that clean up the house.
You'll have time to catch up on the Orville because for some reason it's repeat next week because I watched it last night and they're like in 2 weeks. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, well, they got to do that. They got to space it out, you know. You know, and that's the thing is these shows they can't just do new episode after new episode anymore for multiple reasons. One of which is they're always waiting to cancel the show. You know, that's just the truth of modern TV. They're always trying to cancel these things. Well, plus, they don't commit to them.
Yeah, well, plus nobody goes over like 22 or 23 usually anymore. You got to go from September or October till May.
Yes, and you got to cover your. So there's two things. One is they're always waiting to cancel the show. Two is, and here I guess is how they sell it to the writer. They say, well, look, you know what? We're going to space out production. They don't do everything. They don't do the Netflix where they just do everything all at once and then just hope it's a hit. Mm-hmm. We're going to do each one. But here's what we're going to say. If we get the writings on episode 3, when we get to episode 6, maybe we're going to up your budget a bit, you know? You know, and so they space it out and spend more there and spend less here. You know, they backload the series so that your finale is going to be spectacular if you have people interested in watching it. And if they don't, you don't get a finale. No, but it looked like a good episode last night. I could not finish watching it though, unfortunately. No, actually, I was over at a friend's house, and then craziness happened at their house, and I said, you know what, I got to go. So I got up and I went home, and then by that time it was over. So the first bit of it. So all I know is that like Seth MacFarlane and the driver guy were dressed as Krill. In the classic trope, and I would, you know, what was funny, I know because the last thing I saw was when they find the neutron bomb or the neutrino, whatever it is. And I was just thinking, and when they're saying there's a gigantic, I was, and they saw the guy walk out, I was thinking that's going to be a bathroom, and it just turns out the Krill just have atomic poop. This is the poo episode. I don't think that's what happened.
I was gonna say, Charlie, your mind's in the toilet tonight.
Yeah, well. I'm being a little fecal-centric. But let's get away from the fecal-centric for a minute and talk about the other interesting DC reveal. Overgirl. Did
What?
you Overgirl on Supergirl Earth X crossover?
Oh yes.
Overgirl, yeah. That's a bold choice by the good folks at DC, I think. To actually go full on Nazi with Supergirl.
I think they're all good. I think they're all supposed to be Nazis from that universe, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's a hard. Here's what it is. It's like Captain Hydra. Yeah. These are the Nazi version. This is the Mirror universe, but it's a little more painful of a thing, especially when you are establishing this idea. No, it's the same person. One of the things about the Mirror universe people forget is that it actually has a redemptive arc. The original Mirror arc, which was that Spock, because he is Spock, because Vulcans still like logic, and logic can be used for good or evil. When Good Kirk explains to him, why the Earthen Empire is destined to fail, Spock says, yes, okay, I see your point. And then what we see later in other mirror things is basically what happened after that was Spock convinced the humans to stop being evil. So they stopped being evil. And then the Klingons and the Romulans just ran roughshod over the humans for the rest of the next 200 years. So basically he destroyed the Empire, but then the other two evil empires took over, and the humans had to sort it out then. That's what we saw in I don't think Next Gen ever went to Mirror Universe, did they? It was just DS9 went to the Mirror Universe.
Yeah, I don't think Next Generation.
And Voyager didn't go to the Mirror Universe either. They didn't go to the Mirror Universe again, weirdly enough, until Enterprise, because they could not think of anything new to do in Enterprise. That is what killed Enterprise, That is what really killed Enterprise. They could have done much more in-depth exploring into the old canon and created new things to find in the old canon. So let's put the Borg in here. It's like you can't have Enterprise meet the Borg. Then it would be in our records. We'd know about the Borg. You can't have them go to the Mirror universe, because then they'd know about the Mirror universe. You can't do these things.
That's why I don't know why they keep doing prequels, because it's like, yeah, you can't meet the Borg, you can't meet the Ferengi, you can't. I mean,
but the
technology has to sit at a certain level. I mean, you can't.
But actually, I think the technology at a certain level was cool. I love the art direction on Enterprise. I thought the design of the ship was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
It really looked like it had bulkheads. It wasn't that sleek. It looked like what the original series would have evolved into. Where the original series looked like so sleek and sci-fi compared to this. Basically, was meant to look like just a freaking freighter.
A submarine in outer space. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I liked that, and I liked the uniform. I liked so many aspects of Enterprise, and they started out really interesting. They started out with a neat new threat with these time travel lizard people, which didn't disrupt canon at all. In fact, even if nothing else, made this real great point as to why the Federation is so down on time travel. You could have actually done a whole big tie back into it. Like, this is why we don't deal with time travel, because time travelers are a pain in the butt. But they didn't, and they decided they were going to meet the Ferengi. And honestly, here's what I'm going to tell you. Enterprise is what gave us J.J. Abrams' universe. Because they basically said, no, canon doesn't matter. Disney would have never done this to Star Trek. That's all I'm going to say.
Company man.
Now, Disney would have said, no, we got to have canon. We got to know what everything is. Because that's how you sell your T-shirts. You can't sell the T-shirts if people don't know who is on their T-shirt. It's that simple.
So anyway, Overgirl.
Overgirl, yes. So Overgirl is evil. And what my point is about about Mirror Mirror Spock is that the resolution to the Mirror Mirror universe is the idea that they convince Spock that the way they're living is wrong. And so you have one of two things. Do you have Supergirl convince herself that Nazis are bad? Or do you have her actually be an evil Supergirl? This idea that, maybe Supergirl isn't moral because she's a moral person. Maybe she really was just raised right. Mm-hmm. Which immediately creates this interesting question about, are villains really villains, or were they just people who've been raised wrong? Is Lex Luthor evil, or was Lex Luthor just never had loving parents like the Kents?
Nature
versus nature. I think we can all agree that had Superman grew up on Krypton, he'd be as big a petty douche as everybody else we see coming from Krypton. There are no nice people who came from Krypton. The only person who was halfway nice, and it was only because she was a kid when she left, is Kara Zor-El. And of course, in Smallville, they kind of made her still be kind of a douche about it. It's like, no, we're Kryptons, we're Kryptonians, like humans. Heck with them. No, the only ones that were nice were the people that actually got raised by nice people on Earth, or didn't have that strong a tie to Krypton. Every other Kryptonian we've ever met, they're all horrible people.
Charlie's like, what do you think? What do you think the D stands for in DC, douche?
I'm just saying. But that does feed into that nature versus nurture, and the fact that, hey, Superman, he winds up in the Soviet Union, he winds up in Nazi Germany. Yep, totally evil. Winds up in Northern England. He just winds up working at an insurance agency, trying to be as mild-mannered as possible. I forget who wrote that story. I don't think it was Alan Moore. I think it was one of the other British writers. It was part of that British invasion, and they did a story about Superman being raised in North London, or not North, but the suburbs, basically, where the Dursleys lived. Just like, I don't think that's a good idea, Clark, running around in your pajamas like that. Yeah, I don't know. Never read the story. I've only read reviews of the story, so that's my whole knowledge of it is from stuff like that.
But yeah, I don't know if you're watching those DC shows regularly on the CW, but I think everyone wants to do a special on the crossover. So
yeah, well, I gotta try. Is Legends back yet? That's the one I'm really waiting for.
This week was the first.
It is
week.
Back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I already missed it. Okay,
1 week.
I'll go try and watch that too, so I can see how they deal with the dinosaurs in LA. Do they have Cadillacs and dinosaurs? I don't know.
Oh, you'll see. It gets cleaned up kind of quickly.
Oh, okay. Well, that's...
No, if I recommend...
Yeah.
They all came back this week. If I have to recommend just one, I'd say watch Flash. Flash came back this week, too.
Mm. Do I have to? Is Wally West in the soup? Is he the fastest man alive? Did we start with that? I'm Wally West, and I'm the fastest man alive.
No, Iris did the voiceover. No, well, Wally was in the costume for 2 seconds. You'll have to see it, but
he was in the They gave him all of 2 seconds, huh? And is Barry back already?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to the Speed Force forever. I'm back. It's like, you couldn't give us one episode.
Last season when they did last season's season opener, they did the whole Flashpoint in one episode. So what do you expect?
I'm just this is why I don't watch these shows. Honestly. Okay, moving right along. Anything else so anyway, yeah. So I find Overgirl an interesting choice. We'll have to see how it plays out when we get to Earth X. I'm interested to see how Earth X plays out. Man, all I can think of is Nazi Flash being the race master,
Captain Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, I'm just racism and race, the play on the words, Yeah, because a runner is in a race, and The race to be the master race. The master racer. That's Flash's Nazi name. That's not good. We have to count toilets in that universe and see if that's why everyone turned Nazi. You know. Oh, okay. You want to talk some comic books this week, or you want to see comic books for tomorrow?
Whatever you want to do. No, if you want to talk comics, let's talk comics.
Hey, did you read this book?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Why are the Batman Incorporated people like such jerks? Are there toilets in that in their hideout?
I believe there are, but I've never seen them myself.
Saying. I mean, they even like hang a little hat on it where like who like Batwing says to Batwoman, you know, and that doesn't look like breadcrumbs to you, and says, "So, what's your point?" It's like, well, maybe we shouldn't just walk into a trap, you know, and not for nothing. It's like the trap is, you know, there's an invisible city over Gotham, and there's no crime. We should investigate why there's no crime.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't get nervous when there's a giant thing hanging over your city, and it's Jason Todd, Bizarro, and the other Wonder Woman.
Well, except like Batwoman said, they know who these people are.
Yeah,
it's, you know, and not for nothing. It's not like Batwoman could have been like, "Hey, Todd, yeah, how you doing, man? Dude, Citadel over Gotham, what's up with that?" And Jason, "Oh, we're just doing good." And I says, "Oh, well, you know, you kind of had a big sign out front that says, 'Hey, superheroes, don't come to this city because we don't need you.'" And Jason Todd would be like, "What? Who put that sign up there?" So I don't know who put an invisible city over the city. And they go, "Oh, that's Bizarro." It says, "Bizarro did that? Why aren't people talking?" And then, so had they done that, had they not done exactly what clearly Bizarro wants, because they want Bizarro to call Waller, you know, because that's what Bizarro, this was all this orchestrated thing by Bizarro, which is, but it's like, you know, had one of the Batmen, okay, so is Batman like, he doesn't care because right now he's like turned into evil Batman right now? Is this like supposed to be concurrent with that? Because they make the point of like, why, I don't know why Batman isn't interested. And what I would say is, well, either Batman isn't interested because he can see this is clearly a trap. That's why they put this sign up, or, you know, and doesn't want to play into their hands, or he's like busy fighting all of his evil doppelgangers, ones or the others.
Oh, speaking of the Mirror Universe, you should read Detective Comics this week. Tim Drake meets his future evil double, who's like a dark Batman.
Oh, that's the what was it? The future Batman, or yeah, I forget what they called it. And who does he kill? Or who does he have to kill? Does he have to kill someone?
Well, they were fighting Doomsday, but
okay, I don't know. I saw the article on CBR. It says, "Who is Batman from the future, and why does he have to kill Redacted?"
Oh yeah. I think he again comes back. He goes, "I got it." He goes to, well, he realizes the future Batman, Tim Drake, he realizes the past can be changed because he remembers all this crap that went down. But then he says to the present day Tim Drake, he's like, "I'll give you a piece of advice." He's like, "Whatever you do," he's like, "apologize to Connor," meaning Connor Kent, the Superboy, you know, who was Superman's clone back, you know, basically before the New 52 and early in New 52. And Tim's like, "Wait, who's Connor?" And the future Batman's like, "Oh, the past can be changed. I can save everything. All I have to do is murder Batwoman."
Yeah, there you go. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
She's honestly a troublemaker, just from what I read in the Red Hood thing, man. I mean, honestly, it's like, I get the feeling like if they had let Clayface run the mission, Clayface would have probably called him Bizarro. He said, "Hey, Bizarro, what's up, dude? And we're both kind of crazy mutant creatures. What's the deal here? Why you got the big old sign out front?
What the dealio?
You know, yeah, what the dealio, man?" It's like, what? These people don't have telephones? You're gonna tell me Jason Todd does not have a cell phone? You're gonna tell me you don't go up to the invisible Citadel and knock on the door It's because they said the outlaws, and they know exactly who the outlaws are. They know who these people are. It's not like, who are these outlaws? We must fight these outlaws. They are outside of the law, even though we're outside of the law too, but they seem like they're up to no good. No, it's like, oh, the outlaws. Yeah, that's Jason Todd and them guys, right? Yeah, or is it Jason Todd? Yeah, it's Jason Todd. Yeah, it's Jason Todd. I get so confused. The only Robin I know is Burt Ward. I don't know.
Knock knock. Who am there?
Yes, who am there? No, but it's like, knock on the door, man. Knock on the door. What up, dude? Why got an invisible fortress over our house?
Yeah, what up?
Do you think the Avengers... Let me give you an example. When X Factor put a freaking giant ship in the middle of Manhattan, did the Avengers just attack?
No.
Did they plot out some secret way to sneak in? No, probably just ignored it. What's X Factor doing with that big old ship in Manhattan? I sure hope they're paying property taxes on that. That's all I gotta say. I'm sure they had all kinds of problems with zoning laws and stuff. I'm sure they had like someone from the assessor's office there every week saying, "Listen, you have not filled out your 792-J form for this building. You guys are in a lot of trouble." Okay.
Well, that's back in the day when people trusted mutants somewhat.
Well,
at least the other heroes.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is like the other heroes didn't just decide that they were going to attack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the other heroes shouldn't do that. We always know that can the cliche of the wacky misunderstanding leading to the superhero brawl please die? Please die.
That's what I've been
asking. To that extent, hey, Ms. Marvel had a good superhero interaction that didn't lead to a superhero brawl. Although they did have a lot of passive-aggressive, teen angsty stuff, because it is a teen book. See, teen hero. So we got Red Dagger, who's he's like Indian Batman, man. All parkoured up with like throwing knives. Yeah, that was the line I wanted to use. Batwoman shouldn't be asking, we got to go there because I have to show them whose battering is bigger, And Batwing shouldn't be doing that too. And if nothing else, Clayface got to be like, dude, really? What? And who's this Lola person he's reading a letter from anyway? You know?
Wait. What?
Oh, Lulu. Sorry, Lulu. I said I love... Oh, that's right. He's running lines. He's running lines.
Yes.
And Batwoman's supposed to be helping him run his lines. That's what it was.
Yes. Clayface wants to go back to being an actor.
Well, he should. He's probably very good at it, But again, it's like, why are these... Why? Why attack that way? Why is that your plan?
All right. Wait. Can we switch subjects before your head blows up?
Okay.
All right.
Anyway. Yes. What do you got? You start talking.
Well, another good book that came out this week, Falcon #1.
Yes, it was. I liked it. A little choppy at the start. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't get the whole, well, we'll just ask the gangs to make a truce. And then they do. But of course, I guess part of it is because we see, big reveal, spoilers, kids, the mayor of Chicago is actually, bum, 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 Blackheart, son of Mephisto.
Watch out, Robin, a little.
Yeah. Blackheart's doing okay. Blackheart's, it's cool. It's neat. Kind of sad to have poor old Falcon getting owned there again. I've created this thing, and I was like, why can't I move all of a sudden? And, we're going to shoot each other, and let's erupt into more violence.
It's an original idea, pitting Sam against Blackheart, and I guess it's going to be can he bring hope to hopelessness? But my big question is, he's training the new Patriot, which is cool and everything, but did they ever explain what happened to the old Falcon, Sam's last sidekick?
No. He's out. Sweetheart, sidekicks.
Time a dozen.
Honestly, you could. See, that's what I want Boulder to do. I want Boulder to go out and find all the old sidekicks and try to say, hey, I'm a loser hero too that they forgot about. Let's form the League of Losers and try to do good in this world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Joaquin, they stopped writing about him for reasons. I don't know why they needed a new Patriot.
Yeah.
You know, and I still don't even know what it's like. I remember like looking at like the Patriots' origin, and I'm like, oh, it just seemed very random.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it just seemed like, well, hey, here's a suit. Why don't you be a superhero, young African American child? You know,
well, that's not what he said.
Nothing felt like more of a diversity hire than this new Patriot. That's all I'm saying.
Wasn't that what he said? Like he's like, oh, I saw you on the news, and I realized I could, you know, if you could do
I
it,
never thought I could do that.
Yeah, but then I saw you, and I thought I could. Okay.
Well, actually, for what it's worth, that makes a nice parallel with the Red Dagger, because Kamala's asking him like, what's his origin? He's like, I just, you know, I saw people jumping around on YouTube, and I said, you know what, I could do good. If I got into really great shape and practiced real hard, I could do good as a costume vigilante, because like you do. And, you know, which was neat, and it's cool. And I kind of like Red Dagger. He's cool, even if he has surfer hair. It's a running gag in the book. Yeah. Well, it's neat because they're basically dealing with like a runaway train, but it's like a slow runaway train, so it's like only going like 25 miles an hour, which is still a pretty fast car. You know, it's if you tried to stop it suddenly, you would cause a derailment. It would cause lots of pain and anguish, and they don't want to do that, but they also aren't doing anything to fix it. It's kind of a difficult thing, you know. But anyway, yeah. So, but it's an interesting book. Yeah, I mean, I liked Falcon in a lot of ways, but I did feel its start was a bit choppy. I think that they're trying to cram too much into it. And like I said, I feel like it was a little bit too Deus Ex Machina, both in the resolution and then the big villain reveal. Like I could have had the mayor's secret thing go on for a little bit. I could have had that be a third issue reveal. But as we know from our conversation with David F. Walker, you know, sometimes you want to have a third issue reveal, and then you find out, oh no, you got 2 issues to do this, buddy. You know, you don't have as many issues as you'd like to have. So, in that defense, I do understand that, but you know, you can see, you know, it's sort of like what I said about Iron Fist, that you could tell that this was much more cheaply made than the other Marvel shows, and that shows in its production quality. Because when you make something cheaply, the main thing you notice about it is that, you know, and what I said is you don't get a lot of retakes. Because that's really what costs a lot of money in making a show is retakes. You know, resetting up the angle, redoing the shot, and rereading the scene. If you just do every take as a one take, you know, you're going to have a bad show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can do 1 or 2 scenes that work perfectly that first take, but not all your scenes will be perfect that first take. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but like I said, I like the concept. I like the idea that he's going to Chicago. Makes me mad that David Walker isn't writing this, because I think the most like I think, oh, you went to Chicago, you went to Nighthawk's old territory. When's Tilda showing up?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
What's she gonna say about you flying around in her town?
If she's still
there. They could do a Misty Knight Tilda Johnson team up. Make it happen, people. Make it happen. Yeah, but it was. I mean, like I said, I liked it. It was good. It was. It established the new story arc for the Falcon, and you know, we'll see where it goes. Hopefully, somewhere good. Hopefully, nowhere bad.
Oh, but I did pick up the first legacy issue of Amazing Spider-Man, and you were wrong. Mm-hmm. Peter Parker is not crashing on his Aunt May's couch. He's crashing on Mockingbird's couch. So there.
Oh, that's gross. Just say she's a Skrull already. We all already know she's a Skrull. Maybe she's a good Skrull. Maybe she's one of those Skrulls from Dunkstown. I get it, you know? You know, that's a thing that no one ever considered in that. Like, yeah, maybe she's a Skrull, but maybe she's like, dude, I would rather be anything but a Skrull, you know? I would really rather not be in the tireless war against the Empire, you know? Because that's the thing, is like when they did that, they gave all these people these memories and these things. And what we saw in the Secret Invasion is that sometimes those memories got to be too much for them. Like with the Hank Pym Skrull, they kept on having to kill because we found out that there was like been 6 or 7 Hank Pym Skrulls the whole time. Because eventually they say, because of course, Hank Pym was much smarter than all of the Skrulls that they were putting his brain into. So eventually they would deal with all of the Hank Pym baggage, and they would always say, "This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. The human's going to find us out."
It's
and they have all that Hank Pym guilt and self doubt. You know,
it's that shoddy Skrull workmanship because they made it. You know, they had a Captain Marvel imposter. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, he's back," but it turned out to be a Skrull. But like his programming, something went wrong where like his original Skrull personality was like gone. All he had was like all the reprogrammed Marvel stuff in his head. So he ended up.
Or more to the point, he just would rather be the hero. He would rather be Marvel, and I think that's what Mockingbird is. She would just rather be Mockingbird. That being the Skrull isn't an attractive outcome. Mm-hmm. You know, she wants to be Mockingbird. So the Skrull and Spidey are hanging out. I hope they don't hook up. Couldn't she? Is Marconi not returning her calls?
I don't know. She wasn't in this issue, but yeah, he kissed Mockingbird. So
then I'm glad I didn't pick it up. No Marconi.
You know,
no Otto. No Marconi.
No Otto.
Why even read this book? Why even read this book?
But
what is the selling point?
If you do read a Spider-Man book this week, you should read Renew Your Vows.
Mm-hmm.
Because it basically, it's the last story before they jump 8 years ahead. But Annie Parker basically takes down Normie Osborn with she's like, "I'll be your friend," you know, because he's like my parents never had time for me. He's like, you know, all these adults basically ignore me. And she's like, she gives him a hug. She's like, "I'll be your friend."
Oh,
and they have to take out the giant android he like sent out. They like kill Spider-Man.
Okay,
so he's Goblin android.
So they're basically replaying the entire Mayday Normie Osborn storyline again.
Basically,
which he starts out as a villain because he just really he weren't raised right. Parker, no nonsense loving and wisdom. Friendly loving, not that kind of loving. Get your mind out of the gutter.
You want to talk about toilets for 15 minutes. And
that's not the gutter. That's what's above the gutter.
Okay. Skirt above it.
And my one is, right above the gutter. You know? No, but then they wind up dating in the MC2 universe. Mm-hmm. You know? Much like Peter Parker, she winds up with like 6 guys all want to be with her, you know? Although that makes sense for Mayday Parker because she was never like the nerdy kid because she was also Mary Jane's daughter.
Yes.
So she was like this athlete and she was pretty and, you know, she was smart too. Don't get it wrong. But, you know, she wasn't she wasn't filled with self-doubt and nerdiness like Peter Parker.
Face the Tiger. She was popular.
She was popular, man. Anyway, so other book this week, She-Hulk. So 2 things really awesome. Where is it? Gwenpool this week fights her greatest foe, Paste Pot Pete.
Oh, Jesus.
Paste Pot Pete is back. And because basically what the Trapster does, he realizes, you know what, I should never have given up being Paste Pot Pete because it gives me this one advantage that I never realized I had, which is underestimation. So because he goes up to these guards as Paste Pot Pete, and they're like, "Ha ha ha! It's Pace Pot Pete. What a joke. He's like, yeah, I'm Pace Pot. I'm a big living joke. And then he glues him to the ground and he takes their truck. And then Vince the Doombot, because in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, stops them. And then Gwenpool shows up. And she's like, hey, Vinny, can you get me in touch with Dr. Doom? This is another great thing in this book because, she's always talking about her comic, how she knows all this stuff about comics. And she stops and says, when was the last time you read one of these comics? Which immediately makes this point because she doesn't know Dr. Doom's a superhero now. Because she went there before all that. Although actually she did go briefly back to that universe during the Secret Wars storyline. So she might know some of this stuff. It's a real interesting question. But she makes this point. She's going to go defeat Dr. Doom and the Avengers will hire her. And that's how she'll make her money. And, Cecil says, the Avengers don't pay anymore. She says, what are you talking about? They live in a mansion. She says, they haven't lived in a mansion for like as long as I've known them, And it's just this idea that, the Avengers don't have money. But she's keen to, and basically what she does is she takes Pace Pot Pete, she pushes him to the edge of the panel, then pushes him out of the panel. And he's like in the void outside of the panel. And he's like, where am I? What's happening? It says, you're in that space between a blank, you're where your memories go between kindergarten and college. Give up, I'm sorry. He says, and what she's saying is like, look, I got real superpowers now. And then she totally out colds, drops Pace Pot Pete off panel. Like he's gone. And she comes back and Vince is like, what just happened?
Yeah.
You ran up to him and he disappeared. What just happened? And he says, look, I need you to connect to Doom and let him know I got real superpowers and I'm coming for you, Doom. And then you cut to Invincible Iron Man or Infamous Iron Man, who, of course, obviously has been watching Vince his entire time through his ocular circuits and says, oh, do not worry, young Gwenpool. The eyes of Doom are upon you. Bum, bum, bum. And that's how that story ends. It was a really good story, and that ties into She-Hulk or Hulk, which I think is the last issue of Hulk before we get to She-Hulk. And they decide to go totally fourth wall breaky because we see, and here's what's cool about this: she's breaking the fourth wall, Patsy's breaking the fourth wall. All these characters who are like totally, because where's Patsy from? The old romance comic book. She came into this Marvel universe from a regular universe, just like our beloved Gwenpool.
Oh, yeah.
And just like Howard the Duck said to Deadpool, hey, I was you before you was you. It makes me wonder, man, is that metafictional reality coming to be a bigger part of the Marvel universe, man? Is it all going to be just Franklin pulling the strings, man? I don't know, sending people to the cornfield. It's really good, but there's this great thing because you see her interacting with the panels. You see Patsy basically, this sounds like it's time for a montage. And they're like flipping through things and like Jen is pushing stuff out of the way. I mean, and I love this because they can see the little heart captions and she takes out like her green mind captions and puts them over the heart captions. Because this is what I'm really thinking. Don't tell me what I'm thinking. And it is really cool. Of course, she goes on a date with Big Blowhard. Turns out he's a killer robot, as was everyone in the restaurant. We found out the last clasp of her bustier is clearly adamantium. Because, you can't afford to make an entire adamantium bustier, but you always got to have that last clasp be adamantium. That's a selling point.
No.
Yeah. And she beats up the entire restaurant full of robots. And then Patsy comes. It's Patsy. And they defeat all the robots. And then they go for tacos.
Tacos.
Tacos locos. It was a great week for me for comics in that sense. Still have to read Squirrel Girl and my new Supermans. And eventually I got to catch up on the freaking Supermans that I have. And then decide if I want to go back to reading Superman.
Oh, but
honestly, yeah.
No, I was gonna say the new issue of Deadpool was out. The new Despicable Deadpool.
Yeah,
it was Legacy.
Yeah, yes.
They brought back an old thing. Well, a couple months back, that Strife helped save Deadpool's daughter. So he's like, "You owe me." So he sends Deadpool after Cable, and they're all fighting. And Cable's like, "I should have known you were a maniac the whole time. I told Steve Rogers." And Deadpool's like, Steve Rogers. Look who's talking. And that, I don't know if Cable had like some kind of cloaking thing in that cybernetic arm, but Deadpool cuts it off. Mm-hmm. And then who comes for Cable to arrest him?
Strife?
Think Marvel Legacy. No, the Time Variance Authority.
Oh, the Time Variance Authority comes to arrest him. Oh, and they put him in one of those little glass sheets like Two Gun Kid was in.
I don't think they put him in anything, but yeah, they carted him off.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I don't know what Deadpool's up to, but Deadpool cuts off his own arm and puts the cybernetic arm on and lets it like his body regenerate around the cybernetic arm. Even has like his own AI to like overpower Cable's AI. Looks like a little elf Deadpool.
Very cool. A little Link Deadpool. Yes. Sure, it's a Nintendo reference. Oh, very cool. So that sounds cool.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other one, I'm trying to remember everything because it's not sitting in front of me. The new Daredevil. Mm-hmm. Remember, the hand got their hands on Blind Spot. Mm-hmm. They kind of gave him like these weird, freaky eyes because remember he lost his eyes.
Yes. Oh, yes. So now he has like organic eyes that are like demon eyes, or does he have like cybernetic eyes?
No, they glow like blue. I don't know if it's like their dark magic or whatever, but
okay. So he's got magic eyes. That'll come in handy.
But yeah,
one thing we know about the Hand from the Defenders series is they may be an ancient criminal organization, but they're not very good at their jobs. Emphasized by the fact that they really weren't ready for superheroes.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, I almost forgot that the new issue Defenders was out too. Mm-hmm. And there's like a new mysterious Kingpin. Guess who it is?
Alexandra.
No, I guess using like different criminal puppets so he can stay in the shadows. Mm-hmm. Wilson Fisk.
Oh, Wilson Fisk.
The upcoming mayor of New York.
His honor, the mayor. Yeah.
I guess he's keeping that legitimate front, and he's using people like Diamondback and whoever else.
For what it's worth, that was always Wilson Fisk's thing. He wasn't always like known as the kingpin of crime. He was always supposed to be the man above reproach.
That spice merchant.
He was just. He's in the import-export business, but he also didn't say it like, I'm in the import-export business.
Art
Van Delay. I import things and I export things.
Art Van Delay. There's our Seinfeld reference. Take a drink.
I'm Art Van Delay. Yeah, well, and what I'll say is, and that's why his name is Wilson Fisk. He doesn't have a traditional mafioso-style name. He's supposed to be a, very much a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Mm-hmm. He is meant to be that, big man in town, So that's the thing with Wilson Fisk. So that's cool. So yeah, well, I knew Wilson Fisk wasn't going to get out of crime.
Yeah, we thought he'd lay low a little bit, but
no, because that's how he makes his livings.
I know.
He's not freaking Tony Stark. He's not inventing nothing,
Yeah, but he's like, I don't know. He's not satisfied just being the mayor. Well, the upcoming mayor of New York.
So I got a weird question for you.
Okay.
And this is just my nerding on it. Okay. So we got all of our throwback previews here. Yeah. Hey, you know what, Lilith? We might beat the Archies this week for our number of ads in Marvel. Although Marvel ads are cooler than your Archie ads. Ours have fruit pies.
Pie.
Yes. Oh, did you hear? Like, there's like a theory that like the Black Hood might be the villain of the TV Archie series.
I think I did hear that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I had heard that, and I guess there was a reference to Captain Pureheart, which is an Archie superhero concept. I'm trying to find the ad. Okay, so here we have it. Okay, we got this is part of that search for Tony Stark.
Yep.
And you see what he says there. Says, I can't tell you who I am. Okay, no, you read it.
I can't tell you who I am yet, but soon I'll be donning the Iron Man armor.
Yeah.
Kind of shrunk it. So how is that not Tony Stark? Come on. It should. Okay. Marvel Legacy should only be one of two people: Tony Stark or James Rhodes.
Mm-hmm. And who do you think I think it is?
Rhodey. They found his original body, of course.
Of course. That would be the perfect little F you to everybody. You know? Is like, yeah, no, Tony's still an AI. He said, no, my body is nowhere near ready to come back to life, man. But you know what? I remembered, you know who I had who has a perfectly good body laying around?
Are you saying Tony would be enough of a, well, we've used this word plenty enough today, douche? You think Tony Stark is a big enough douche to plug his mind into Rhodey's original body and use it?
Well, actually, I didn't until just like 3 seconds until I said that out loud. But actually, what I think you're going to have is you're going to have Tony and Rhodey. So Tony is going to like download himself into the cybernetic parts of Rhodey's body. And he's just going to be in Rhodey's head the whole time. It's like, you know what? I liked it better when it was my head, Tony. That's why. I'm your AI. I'm helping keeping everything working, man.
Do you ever think
boosting, I'm making it cool.
I'll be like, do you ever think about anything besides Iron Man suits and sex?
Is that Tony or Rhodey?
Well, that's Rhodey asking Tony. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, but yeah. But no, that would be awesome, man. Tony and Rhodey. Literally the man with two heads. You know, the white guy and the black guy's body.
Oh, there's a movie about that.
Oh, you never saw that movie, The Man with Two Heads? Oh no, it's called The Thing with Two Heads.
I've heard it. I've never seen it, but I've heard
Rosie Greer, and I want to say, who is the white guy? I want to say he went on to. He was the guy from Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I think, the original Invasion, and he played the rich white guy who has his head put on another body. And they were like, "This was the only body we could find, and it's Rosie Greer's body."
And isn't the white isn't the white guy like racist or something?
Oh yeah, he's very racist. That was the joke of it. So yeah. That's what makes it funny, you know. And so you got Rosie Greer just like, I don't know who this white guy is. They just stuck him on my body, and it's a classic.
But I guess we'll find out if your theory pans out soon, because this week coming up, Invincible Iron Man comes out. So, so perhaps we'll know by Wednesday.
We'll see, but watch for Rhodey's body to make it come back. Because they never said what happened to his body. They just, I made you a new body.
Maybe this is it.
Yeah, but it's like, well, what about his old body?
and save your shekels, because Mighty Thor 700 comes out this week too.
Ooh, who will Thor be? Yeah. Well, we don't have War Thor anymore, so we got rid of War Thor. And we've got so it's just we have one of two Thors. Although Thor is still unworthy, and nobody wants that Ultimate Hammer. The Ultimate Hammer, it seems like it's really a jerk hammer. Maybe that's me, man, but it seems to me like those Ultimate folks, they kind of had problems. You know, going out on a limb on that one. I don't know. Okay. Anything else to discuss this week, Philip?
No. I think we've discussed lots of comics, lots of DC toilet discussion, and we still got to do Capes and Lunatics in the morning.
I know. Well, fortunately, I got 4 more hours about DC toilets for that. So. Maybe not quite 4, but
I'm telling you, if you can't watch the first 2 episodes of The Gifted tonight, or Little Hellfire is going to rip you a new one tomorrow morning.
Okay, I will. If it's on demand now, that's my thing. It's like I went to go watch it the other week. It's like, why isn't it on demand? They told me in the preview it was on demand. You know.
I mean, it's the second week. You would think it should be, but I liked it. I liked this past week better than the first week. So in my eyes, it went up. So.
Well, there we go. Well, that's a good mark, you know. And I know we just got our New Mutants trailer, so we got to watch that so we can discuss that.
Oh yeah, I got to watch that too tonight.
Yeah, man, so much to do, so much homework for this thing content. We do. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, Philip. If people would like to talk to you about content and toilets and incontinent toilets, where can they find you?
I was going to say, if you want to talk to any of the Capes and Lunatics on any of our shows about any universe's toilets, email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com, and the infamous voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And if you want to do an interview with us, like I did today with Alexandria the Red, or tomorrow with artist Kevin P. West, email me nightwingpdp@gmail.com, and on Twitter I am @nightwingpdp. All right, the Professor, the Brain. How about you?
Yes, well, if you would like to reach out to me in that old-fashioned email way, you can always do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And of course, follow me on Twitter as I. Oh wait, do I have to live tweet Inhumans tonight?
When does that
That's
start?
9, right?
Is it 8 or 9?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. If it's on at 9, I'll live tweet it. If it's not on at 9, you know what, kids?
Why did you remind me? I forgot it was on. I was living in ignorance.
Yeah, I know. You know, you like to think. You notice what I realized with this Scott Buck guy? They're giving him less and less stories to tell. So it's like that's why it's like that short thing.
Hey, we started the bandwagon. Remember when we started the whole phrase, we got bucked? In reference to Scott Buck. I saw another podcast, The Fandom Zone, they're saying Scott Buck sucks.
Yeah. So. I think we got bucked is better.
Yes.
Because yes, Scott Buck may suck, but the reality is he sucks because someone made him do this to us, you know. So yeah, follow me on Twitter as we live tweet these Inhumans. If I ever get the chance to again, the Orville, which is a great show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm going to try and get to this Gifted thing, and then Legends of Tomorrow, if I can remember when that's on. All that stuff at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look to the 2 E's in the middle for quality. Thank you for connecting with us, ladies and gentlemen. Please connect with us again. Super connect with us.
Well, did you see the live specials I did with Tyler and Lilith this week for Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl?
Nope.
Well, you're aware of them.
I'm aware of them. I actually promoted them, and I made the point that, oh man, I missed it. Good thing it's on YouTube, and I can watch it at any time I like.
But I mean, and nobody cared about Legends. But anyway, I was going to say maybe you and I should do that for when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back, maybe for the premiere.
I'll do that. That'll be fun.
Nice.
I like it. Okay.
So stay tuned, everyone. Good night.